Hi guys, it's Mike here. Today I'm back for Carlijn design with an autumnal card, and here it is. So cute. I love autumn. Not the rain, but all the leaves. I cut a panel and I'm rounding 2 corners. Just for fun. You can do 1, you can do 4, you can do none if you want. It's up to you. You make the card. I just show you what I did. I pulled out some distress inks in brown, greens and orange tones so I could make a ink blended panel, and I'm jesting how random I would want it. That's why I'm ink blending first and then stamping after, because then I don't know where my stamps will be and I don't know where my colors will be, so that will be more random. This was a new foam. It still gives off a little bit of an edge. But I pulled out antique linen, together twigs, and frayed burlap, I think. I can't remember. But then mowed lawn, peeled paint, and carved pumpkin. See, I already pulled them away, thinking I would remember. I never do. So orange is really bright, so I just put a little bit of that in because it will catch all the attention. Then I go back if there's still a few spots that are bare or I think need a bit more color, because antique linen is quite light and nice for sandy scenes, I guess. But yeah. It looks a bit like a camouflage suit now, which is what you want actually. And I also pulled out grounded pencil. I didn't use it first, but I thought maybe to darken a bit of that antique linen and the edges. As I say, there is no method to my madness. And then I'm going to heat set it because I want to emboss on top. And of course it needs to be really dry. My hands had ink on it. I could feel them. I don't want to smudge anything. But I'm checking it if it's dry just by dumping it on, and a few stray bits were there, but I thought I didn't use the powder tool yet, so I'll be fine. And I'm using gold metallic, a gold rich regular from Wow. And there's also pale gold, and there's all the brands of course as well. And I'm making a portrait size card because of my word autumn. It's a bit short. And if I put it on the landscape version, then it would just get lost. And I didn't want that, of course. For my background, I'm stamping these leaves from Marianne Design. They're called TC0876. And I had a bit of trouble getting them off the liner, as you can see. So I only did one. And did the rest. I cut that out. I did it on camera, but I cut it off because that took me 5 minutes. And then I'm just stamping them with Versamagic. A few are hanging off the edge, but it's stamped fine. The first time. It's really lucky there. And of course I put on the embossing powder. I try to clean it up. I don't mind if a little bit of dust or particles stay, because that will just add a bit of interest, but not too much of course. And now you can see this, I think, is chestnut leaf and this is oak. I'm not sure the difference between these two, but you can see that some bits are brown and others are green, because that's how they turn in autumn, I think. And I left the space in the middle on purpose because I'm going to put the sentiment and banner there. See, and that's very white, so I'm going to ink blend that as well. But first I'm going to die cut it. And I pulled out this one from Geslaagd and this one is from Happy Mail. It's actually supposed to cut out the sentiment that comes in the set. But I'm going to use it for my autumn card. And next week is a new release from Carlijn Design. It's on Wednesday, and my video will be on Wednesday as well, if you're wondering, because I'm only getting my stuff on Tuesday, so I'll need a bit of time to make something. And then the hairs will be embossing gold as well, but I still have my ink blending tools and there's plenty of ink still left on there, so I'm just using that. Same colors, brown, orange, green. And this is just so it doesn't stand out like a sore thumb. See, it will blend in, but now it actually blends in a little bit too much, so I'm going to put vellum behind it that I'm ripping for extra effect. And of course I'm using my grid to see if it's straight. And I just some scotch tape. I mean, that's not really anything special here, but just so it doesn't slide downwards once you assemble the card. And yeah, this folder was a good idea. It wasn't. I'm putting the sentiment strip in the middle because it's too small for the magnets. Of course, I want the stamp that covers it all. So I'm putting tape runner on the back, and it's not a very sticky tape runner, but it's stuck pretty well. So when you want it to stick, it doesn't, and when you don't want it to stick, it does. It's just like Murphy's Law, isn't it? But of course I don't want to heat emboss on that plastic because it might melt, so I ripped that off. And it's okay because I didn't damage the front, and I will put some foam tape on the back and you won't see it. And did you see my little lion embossing powder there? That was so cool. You can go back if you want to see it. I just dumped it there and it looked like a lion. So I don't know, I see shapes in everything, just like every human, of course. But that is actually the hollow hairs from Carlijn design, and I'm using the leaves as well. And I don't want to risk embossing it with gold anymore because I put the vellum there. But also, I think if it's all gold, it's too samey and it will just get very busy and cluttered. So I'm using the stress oxides first. I thought that I'll just do fried brick, but then I thought that's way too opaque and they will also stand out way too much, and I want them to, you know, fade to the background. So yeah, not doing that. And I pulled out the normal distressed inks. At first candied apple, I thought nah, brown is better. So I went for fried brick in the end, but then distress ink and not distress oxide. And first when you stamp them, they'll sit on the top a little bit, but then they sink into the oxide and the panel, and then they will mellow. Is that a good word? They will seep in and blend more. And I'm putting 5 and 3 on the bottom just to keep it the uneven number thing from design rule. And that's pretty much my panel finished. See, I like the randomness now. If you stamp it first, you will try and ink blend them to make them look like you have them in, you know, in your mind. But foam tape on this back, and then I put it on the panel, and then I'm using foam tape on this panel as well. And it looks crooked, it's not. And I put out another panel just to see if it's a panel, and the panel is straight, and so is this one. So it's just an optical illusion for some reason. I don't know, weird. But as I said, next week is a new release from Carlijn Design, which is on Wednesday. So my video is also on Wednesday for once. And I hope you will join me then. Hope you enjoyed the video. And I tried this at home, of course, but I'm trying to fill the lid. Yeah, it's a great release, I can tell you. Christmas and Halloween and all sorts of goodies are coming. So thank you for watching, and I'll see you Wednesday next week. Bye!